the banished orphan. The night was thick with silence, except for the whisper of the wind rustling through the palm trees. A lone boy, no older than 15, sat on the cold earth outside his father's compound, staring at the flickering lanterns inside. His heart ached as he listened to the muffled voices beyond the wooden doors. His uncles, elders of the family, gathered to decide his fate. Nana had known this day would come. Ever since his father, Okonkwo, died mysteriously in the forest, the boy had felt the shift in the air. His mother, Ifunanya, had barely been buried a month before that, her body weak from an illness that neither herbs nor prayers could cure. Now, he was alone. No mother. No father. No protector. Let him live. He is an abomination, said one of the elders. But he is still of Okonkwo's blood, another argued. Blood does not change destiny. First, his mother fell sick and died. Then, Okonkwo himself perished without reason. Do you not see the signs? He is cursed. We cannot keep him here. Nana's stomach clenched. He knew his father's brothers had never liked him, but to hear them speak of him like an animal to be cast away was worse than any insult they had thrown at him before. The door creaked open, and a tall, lean man stepped out. His face was worn from years of hardship, his gaze sharp like a knife. It was Obis, his eldest uncle, the one who had taken control of the household after Okonkwo's death. Leave before the first cock crows, Obis said coldly. You do not belong here anymore. Nana opened his mouth to protest, but Obis raised a hand. Do not beg. Do not cry. If you are seen in this village after tonight, you will not live to see another sunrise. Something in Nana broke. He wanted to fight, to scream that he had done nothing wrong, that he was still his father's son, still part of this family. But what would it change? His uncles had already made up their minds. With a deep breath, he turned and walked away, the night swallowing him whole. For 3 days, Nana wandered through the forest surrounding his village, eating only wild fruits and drinking from the streams. His stomach ached from hunger, but it was nothing compared to the loneliness that gnawed at his heart. Where would he go? He had no family in other villages, no friends who would risk angering the elders by taking him in. As he walked, the sound of rushing water caught his attention. A river. He hurried toward it, hoping to quench his thirst. But as he bent to drink, he caught his reflection in the water and froze. His face was the same, but his eyes. They glowed. Not the warm brown he had always known, but a shimmering silver, like the full moon's light trapped in his pupils. Panic seized him. Was this why they had banished him? Was this the curse they spoke of? He stumbled backward, his breath coming in short gasps. You are awake at last, a deep voice rumbled behind him. Nana whirled around, his heart hammering. A man stood at the edge of the river, dressed in a robe woven with golden threads. His beard was thick, his eyes piercing. There was something otherworldly about him, something that made Nana feel small. Who are you? The boy asked, his voice shaking. I am Dyke, guardian of the forgotten, the man said. And you, Nana, are one of us. Nana frowned. One of you? Dyke nodded. You are not just an orphan. You are a descendant of the ancient ones, beings of great power, hidden among humans. Nana took a step back, shaking his head. That's not true. My father was just a farmer. My mother was an ordinary woman. Your father was one of us, but he hid his true nature. And your mother, she paid the price for loving him. A chill ran down Nana's spine. You're lying. Dyke sighed. Tell me, boy, have you ever wondered why you never fell sick? Why the village healer's herbs worked for everyone except your mother? Why your father's death was so sudden, as if the spirits had taken him without warning? Nana swallowed hard. He had wondered. His mother had always told him he was different, special in a way that no one else could understand. But he had never thought much of it, until now. What do you want from me? He asked cautiously. To teach you who you are, Dyke said. To prepare you for what is coming. What is coming? Dyke's expression darkened. a storm. Your uncles thought they were ridding themselves of a cursed boy, but they were only setting a great fire into motion. The village that cast you out will one day beg for your return. Nana didn't know whether to feel fear or satisfaction. The village had betrayed him. But did he really want revenge? Dyke stretched out a hand. Come. There is much to learn. After a moment's hesitation, Nana took it. Years passed, and Nana grew into a warrior unlike any before him. Under Dyke's guidance, he mastered the hidden gift of his lineage, his speed, his strength, his ability to sense danger before it struck. The silver in his eyes became a mark of power, not shame. Then, one night, the winds carried a familiar scent, home. The village of his birth was under attack. Raiders had come from the west, burning huts, stealing livestock, killing without mercy. Nana stood at the edge of the trees, watching the chaos unfold. He saw Obis, the uncle who had cast him out, fighting desperately to protect what little he had left. A part of Nana wanted to turn away. Let them suffer, as he had suffered. But another part, his father's part, knew he couldn't. Like a shadow, he moved. Faster than the eye could follow, he struck down the invaders, his newfound strength turning the tide of battle. When dawn broke, the village stood victorious. But the people did not celebrate. They stared at him in fear, recognizing the boy they had once thrown away. Obis fell to his knees. Nana, you came back. Nana's voice was steady. I came back because I chose to. Not because you deserved it. The village knew then that they had made a grave mistake. They had cast out a savior, and only by his mercy were they spared. From that day forward, the name Nana was spoken with reverence. Not as a cursed orphan, but as a legend.